Hello Flickering Myth family and welcome to our channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a review today. I'm going to be jumping into the new movie, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. While they're still around now, in the late 80s and the early 90s, television televangelists were a big deal. They were all over the place. You know the ones from like the 700 Club, Pat Robertson, even Jan Crouch. There were so many of them, but none were as infamous as Tammy Faye, and that is the subject of this new biopic with Jessica Chastain, Andrew Garfield, directed by Michael Showalter. There is a lot going on in this film that I really very much enjoyed. It's dealing with a subject, a time period that I really enjoy, but it's also dealing with a lot of real life stuff about crazy religious people, the kind of televangelist people who kind of hustle others out of their cash. This was really a fun, in-depth biopic. I was kind of amazed by it at times. I was just like, this is really entertaining. It balances its crazy tone from sometimes being one of the funniest movies I've seen in quite some time to being really heartfelt. This was a layered performance, a layered film, while having a great center role with Jessica Chastain as Tammy Faye. I am so excited for her eventual Oscar campaign. I'm not going to guarantee a win here. There's a lot of going on with this Oscar season coming up, but I will say Jessica Chastain will be in the conversation because she gives it her all as Tammy Faye, a woman who I actually admired growing up. I remember seeing Tammy Faye on my television and being like, who is this drag queen? Who is this over-the-top woman? And why is she preaching the good word to me? And I'm actually buying it. I really love Tammy Faye, and I think Jessica Chastain really added some love and soul into this performance. She wasn't trying to make her a saint. She wasn't a perfect woman, and I really enjoy that. That's what this movie did really well. It showed me the layers. It showed me that sometimes people who I think may be bad might be having a little bit more to them. I just can't wait for more people to see this movie because we have a pretty fun biopic and that doesn't happen too often. There's not much to say about the story of The Eyes of Tammy Faye. This is a movie about Tammy Faye and her husband Jim Bakker and how they go from just small town preachers to a big multi-million-dollar corporation. It's insane what they do with launching the PTL kind of channel and all overall what they do. And it's also not always pretty, easy going here. Maybe Jim Bakker is taking some money from his people and doing some not great stuff with it. Maybe Tammy Faye is kind of pushing against the religious kind of overbearing vibe that's around her all the time and trying to forge her own path as a woman who loves God but also loves everyone. There is a lot with these two characters and they really do some crazy stuff in this film. The things that I'm just like, I can't believe you guys got away with this. The hustling, the $90 million stole, the crazy looks, the fashions. This was pretty wild, and I think Jessica Chastain and Andrew Garfield, who plays Jim Bakker, do so much insanity here. These two people really actually just give me all the life I need in this movie. It's hard to make something that could be very campy and actually sell it to a serious kind of audience. This is supposed to be an awards contender, and usually the Oscar season isn't much of a fan of camp, but the level of camp here, we could have a cult classic in the making if this doesn't do well, because I do think there's a lot to enjoy, and it's those true performances. Andrew Garfield is great here. Jim Bakker is a pretty irredeemable character. I think he's kind of the villain of the movie, but there's always someone that's trying to make a little bit worse, which is the D'Onofrio character here. Yeah, D'Onofrio is one of the most gross, I want to punch him in the face people, and he plays that well. Yeah, and then, okay, so we have Jim Bakker, and then we have Tammy Faye, who is a religious woman, but a little bit more kind of out of the system of everyone else. And these two people clash. We see Jim and Tammy try to grow their business. They're fighting, the marriages, the hustling. There's a lot here, and I just was really kind of like invested in all of this. Now, the biopic is a biopic. I think this movie has a pretty boring, generic structure. I like what was happening inside the film, but look, it's a biopic. We start at a present-day story, we go back in time, we then go back to where we began the film at. It's the same old stuff. Here's the past stuff, here's the future stuff. It's just kind of typical. If it wasn't about a character like Tammy Faye, I don't know if I would be into it as much. If it didn't have a performance from Jessica Chastain, I definitely would not not be into it as much, but I do think this gets a bit biopic-y. It's kind of the same tropes we've seen, but the film does have some fun with it. It does kind of add new layers, and I was really kind of invested in these characters. I thought I knew the whole story. I followed a lot of Tammy Faye stuff. I've seen the documentary, but this film adds an extra layer to it. It's sympathetic in some ways, but it doesn't try to beg for forgiveness. It just says, here's the present, here's the situation we're presenting you with, now how do you feel? And it let me feel certain ways, so I do like the movie wasn't trying to force a mindset on it. I like that. I think that's really nice. In a movie about religious people forcing their opinions on people, it's good the movie did not do that as well. I was kind of happy to see. Yeah, overall, I don't have a lot of complaints. I thought the cinematography was great. The costumes, the makeup, it's all really good. Everything works for it. I just wish the structure was a bit more spicy. We have an outlandish character like Tammy Faye. We should make the whole movie outlandish. With some seriously great acting from people like Cherry Jones, Vincent D'Onofrio, Andrew Garfield, Jessica Chastain, some amazing production design, a really heartfelt story that really touched me. This is one of my favorites of the year. It's a little bit campy, it's a little bit serious, it's an awards contender, but hell, at the same time, this could just be for the girls and the gays. I really like what this movie has to offer, and I can't wait for more people to see it. We're going to be seeing a lot of this movie in the awards campaign. You're going to be seeing that weird Jessica Chastain face with all them prosthetics a lot this year. Get prepared, because I think this will be a strong outing. At least I hope so. I really enjoyed it. I hope you do as well. So let me know what you think about this review and what you think of this movie down in the comments below. Subscribe to Flickering Myth, because we make videos like this every single week. And give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Alright everyone, let's talk about the eyes of Tammy Faye down below.